Hello guys, welcome back to AWM FX. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, no matter where you are. Alright, so hopefully you guys out there are doing great, earning a lot of money from the market, and of course, taking great care of your health. I heard that the COVID has came back. Okay, so basically I'm going to share, I won't say it's a setup, it's a different perspective at looking at the chart. Okay, so sometimes when we talk about a lot about QML, just a brief introduction about QML. QML to me is like example, we're talking about an uptrend, right? Then suddenly there's a price breaking a structure, okay, right there. And then you might be expecting the price to reach back to the QML level, right? So what is a QML level? This will be the QML level, okay? We'll label it for you at this moment, QML. Okay, then after that some of you might be expecting the price to reach back to this area before it continues as a reversal, right? So it's easy if you're able to identify the QML, all right? But sometimes the chart that we see on the market is very random, all right? Extremely random. It can be various from different shapes, and then of course not only that, you have of course multiple pairs and then markets, all right? So it will be extremely random, and it change a lot, okay? So basic things that you need to understand is that you must understand about the this one called what, the essential, the concept, all right? So we look at this example right here, all right? So of course this trade was long time ago, right? At the early of or end of last year, all right, 2022, right? So what happened was that the price of course making a high low, and then after that the high and the low, and then going to create another high and low. But you look at it, the QML is extremely ugly. I have to use the word ugly. Okay, so basically the ugliness of this QML, sometimes it will mislead a lot of people. People might be thinking about trading QML, all right? This will be the entry area because the QML is right there, the level, all right? This is the latest high, all right? So they will miss a lot of trades, okay? Just a moment, sorry. All right, sorry for that. Okay, so basically what happens is that sometimes you need to understand the concept, right? You need to understand, we might be talking about a lot of supply and demand, okay? But we cannot forget about the support and resistance, all right? So wherever you see an area, all right, we call it, we will call it as a SSR, significant support and resistance. If you see an area where there is a lot of rejection, all right, you might want to take note on that area. So how you're going to do it is that you're going to take a horizontal line, all right, and then you put it at the area where there is a lot of resistance and support, right? It's best if there is a resistance and support, all right? It's best to have resistance support. And the most important thing is that when the price came down, all right, when the price came down, the market actually, or should I say the price actually break, all right, have a quite nice break right there, creating a base drop. This is the concept of supply and demand, all right? So base drop means that it's a sell setup, all right? It's a sell setup, and of course obviously there is a supply zone right there, all right? A very nice supply zone. Okay, so we take this out for this moment. So what we need to do is that you need to go further to investigate. Of course, you have the left hand side, all right, area, you have your resistance, you have your support, you have your base drop, but you need to investigate further, right, into this area, see whether does it have anything suspicious or not, like a break of a candlestick or something. But remember one thing, do not force your way into too small time frame. Right now we are of course looking at H4. You have to remember that we are looking at H4. You don't force yourself to go into 15 minutes or 5 minutes, all right? If that's the case, you go to 1 minute, you definitely can find something, yeah? So it's better if you go 1 or 2 time frame lower, and then you just investigate if there's anything there, right? If there is, means that this looks like a very good setup. Okay, you just go a little bit lower, 1 hour. Okay, so coincidentally at 1 hour, exactly at this line, what can you see? You see what we call as a break of a candlestick in terms in the sense of a Doji King. All right, so some of you might not know what is a Doji key. You might wanted to watch one of my videos that explain all about it. Right, so now I have everything. I go back to the H4. All right, let me go back to that area. Where is the chart? Yep, H4. Right, then of course, focusing on the zone right here is okay, but meantime, as the price goes down, it breaks structure. All right, it started to break a lot of structure, and we know price usually what they do is that they will, after they break important structure, they will usually have a big pullback, or they don't not say big pullback, they will definitely have pullbacks because there are some orders left, and then they must go and collect it. And of course over here we have a very nice supply zone. All right, a very extremely nice supply zone. Okay, and the price came back into the area, tap onto it, and then just drop just like that. Okay, so meantime, do you ignore this trade? No, you don't ignore. But what do I mean here is that while waiting for this trade to happen, it might happen I think very long, very long. Later I'm gonna remove the replay. It will take very long to happen, and it does not necessarily will works. All right, so meantime waiting for that, you might have other opportunity like this kind of setup. Okay, so another perspective or another things that you might learn from this video is that never ever just focus on one type of setup. All right, you must have in your arsenal, you must have in your knowledge. All right, 2 to 3 types, I would say 2 to 3 types of different type of setup based on S&D. Okay, and from there, all right, of course you will able to catch other trades while waiting for the main trades. All right, so another sense that what kind of trade is this? All right, so it can be, we call it as a ruler setup. All right, it can be as a ruler setup, which was taught to me by my mentor CMS. All right, it can be a ruler setup, or if you unable to read it as a ruler setup, you can read it as a SBR, support become resistance setup. It's very obvious. This kind of setup is extremely obvious, especially when it break the structure. All right, know how to read the structure. All right, you must learn how to read the structure. So once everything is there, it has become a very powerful setup. All right, so hopefully you guys learn a few tips about the trading on supply and demand, and of course using the SSR from this video. So if you like the videos that I did for you, please do give me a thumbs up and click the like button. All right, and then of course subscribe to the channel. All right, so that hopefully you can get more better knowledge about supply and demand and better trading. Okay, profitable trading, I will say that. All right, so see you guys next time. Bye.